Is this working? What is that button for? Well, I guess I should introduce myself. I'm Sean, just an Aussie dude, 40 something, probably getting close to the back end of 40. And I've been trying to start this YouTube channel for a while. And there's always a distraction as to why I shouldn't do it. Everything's not quite perfect, and I just keep putting it off. And the channel essentially is supposed to be travel and just what I've been doing and where I go and things that I eat and that sort of stuff. And I had this grand plan. I guess, well, let me start from the start. I've probably been traveling for about 20 years, maybe longer, maybe 25 years. Most of my travel's been around Australia or else into Southeast Asia, and I've been to China, I've been to Singapore and Malaysia probably 10 times, 15 times, I'm not sure, a lot. And from there I've been Hong Kong multiple times, Korea, Vietnam, Thailand multiple times, Indonesia multiple times. And recently, earlier this year, I went to Philippines for the first time. It was also the first trip I'd ever gone solo anywhere by myself. I do have a bit of a history of riding motorbikes as well. I've done that for a long time. And I just like the idea of going to a place and look, I guess when I've been traveling over the years, it's always been with friends or with family and things like that. And often we would hire a motorbike and, we'd go around, use it to get around places, but sometimes everyone would be bored of going out, or they just want to stay in the hotel or in the resort, wherever you were. And I always sort of found the best part of my holiday, or my favourite part, was when that happened. I'd jump on the bike by myself and off I'd go. And I'd just, what does that road go? Or what's down that street? Or what happens if I just keep going all the way down that other way for, however long? I always found that you met cool people and found nice places that you wouldn't have otherwise been to, or good places to eat and things like that. It was always kind of my favourite thing to do when I travelled. So this trip, when I was going to go for the first solo trip on my own, I was looking for a couple of things. It was like, what's going to be cheap enough? Because, I'm not rich, I'm not poor, but I didn't want to be spending too much if I could help it. Where am I going to be able to sort of deal with people easily? So, a lot of places don't speak English, and I don't speak any other languages. So I know you can get by, but it'd be nice if I could speak English to people sometimes. So I was looking around that. A place where I hadn't been before would have been nice. And that was kind of what it was. That was kind of my criteria. And so with that, Southeast Asia, always cheap, especially from Australia, because Australia's far from everywhere. So at least that's somewhat cheap to get to. And then I haven't been to Philippines, I haven't been to Laos, I haven't been to Cambodia. They were kind of the three cheapish sort of countries I was thinking of that I hadn't been to before. I believe Cambodian, and I'm not 100% sure what they speak in Laos. Laosonese? I don't know. Not English. And I like to get out of the touristy areas. So I feel like once you get away from any type of touristy areas, you're going to end up around people in those countries where there's not anyone that speaks English. Whereas Philippines, everyone speaks English. Well, pretty much everyone. And at least to some degree. So I was like, that seems like a good deal. Cheap to get to. Everyone speaks English, mostly. Never been there before. Let's go there. So earlier this year, that's what I did. Off I went. Out to the Philippines, and I'd sort of planned that I would go to Cebu. So I'd fly into Manila, I'd land at Manila, spend a day or two in Manila, sort of seeing what that city is like, and then fly down to Cebu, which is another big city, but the island, hire a motorbike there or a scooter, and no plans. So I'm going to travel 2 hours today, and roughly where I get to, that's where I'm going to look for a hotel or a hostel or someplace cheaply, and just see where I go. And eventually the idea was to go down the east coast, south, all the way around the bottom, back up the west coast, all the way up to the top, and then back down again until you got back to Cebu. It'd take me about 2 weeks and give me a chance to sort of see places that tourists generally don't stop. Obviously I went to the touristy places as well, but that was the plan. The plan was to eat local food, stay in cheap places, meet local people and just see what I found, explore. And it hadn't really occurred to me to make a YouTube channel at that point. I had previously made YouTube channels in relation to playing computer games or trying to talk about lighting and sound and things like that. And I get it. There's a bit of echo in here, so the sound is not as good as it could be. Lighting is probably not as good as it could be either, but this was kind of a spur of the moment thing where I've been trying to figure out how to start and just went stuff it, grab a camera and just start talking to it and tell the story a little bit. Anyway, so that first trip, that's what I did. Went there. I just traveled solo around there, and I met people, and it was good, and ate local foods and everything like that, and it was really good, like really good. The people in the Philippines were excellent. Just some of the nicest, if not the nicest people I've ever met of all the countries I've gone to. Obviously, there's nice people everywhere. In Australia, Cambodia, not that I've been to Cambodia. In Australia, Korea, Singapore, everywhere's got nice people. Everywhere's got people who are a bit of a dick. But as an average, majority of people I've come across in the Philippines were really good, like really nice. And it's going to have a low battery. All right, of course it does. Let me change the battery. I'll be right back. All right, battery changed. All right, so where was I? I'd travelled to Philippines and I went to Cebu, travelled around Cebu for a couple of weeks, met some people, ate local foods. It was excellent. Genuinely, it was excellent, and the people were so nice. I wanted to go back. And I thought, you need a hobby in life and something that, like I play a lot of computer games, which is fun, but you can only do so much. What I really need is a hobby, and travel is what I'd like to do. I love travel. I love to eat, but you can't always travel. Or can you? Maybe you can. If you manage to get some way of making some money so you can keep traveling, that would be awesome. Anyway, document what you do when you travel and eat, the people you meet, the stories you hear, all the different things that go on, and put it online. At the very least, it's going to be something cool that my family and friends can look at. Well, I think it'll be all right. I'm not sure that other people will think it's cool, but you tell me. Anyway, that's the plan. The channel's going to be about the days when I travel and the places I've been and what I found and things that I liked. I have already recorded a lot from my second trip. So my plan was, I'm going to go on this new trip. I'm going to bring a couple of cameras with me. I'm going to record most of what I do. I'm going to turn it into some sort of travel video, travel vlog, just videos about the places that I go to. I don't know that I'd call it a vlog because, brutally honest, I tried doing it and I felt like an idiot and I was embarrassed and shy and whatnot. I'm sure that'll get easier over time, but that's how I felt. So I'm not sure I've got enough footage which has good travel vloggy type stuff on it, but I got a fair bit of footage of just places that I went and the beautiful scenery and beaches and mountains and weather that was coming through and food and people and just life over in the Philippines, and it was awesome. And I kind of hope that at the bare minimum the videos that I can put out show a little bit of that, and maybe, convince other people that it would be cool to go and, don't have to go to Philippines, but you should, it's awesome, but get out there and travel. And I really genuinely hope that my videos are even remotely just a little bit good enough to show people how awesome it is. That's kind of what I want. Anyway, I'm told when I talk, I tell long-winded stories, and I'm hoping that will translate into little chunks of stories for videos that go well. You guys will like. I'm not sure that they're going to be vlog style everything. There might just be voiceovers for some of it. Some of it might not even be that. Some of them might just be video for 10 minutes of me riding through the countryside in certain places so you can have a look at what it's like out there on the road. But I do hope you enjoy it, and I hope I continue making them. So let's see how it goes. It would help if you're interested at all, or you think that it might be worthwhile, supporting in any way, liking and subscribing. It's embarrassing asking for that. But it's the only way it's gonna grow, and that's the only way I'm gonna feel like, oh, there's a reason for doing it still. Anyway, like if you want, subscribe if you could, awesome if you want. You don't have to. It's weird asking, I know. Let's see what videos come out after this. Hopefully they're alright. They're not going to be great. They're my first ones, and my editing's probably going to suck, and voiceover's going to be weird, and if there is vlogging, it's going to be awkwardly strange as well, but I'll try and tell the story of what I was doing each day, and hopefully you enjoy it. Alright. I've waffled. You're going to find that with me. I talk a lot. I get sidetracked real easy. ADHD brain. Anyway, stay awesome. Thank you. Catch you next time. Bye.